Moin Moin, hello and welcome ladies and gentlemen, Donspektor here. Today we are unboxing again, and I have for you in this unboxing the Kiwi Cadenza, not sure if that is pronounced the way how I said it, but okay. And we have the Khan plus Dunu S&S tabs, and yeah, this is how beaten up a package arrived here, and you can already see very high effort in packaging it correctly. That's definitely how it should be, like in an angle like that, and here bumped out. So already great start here. And I had to open it from the side because yeah, other way would be a bit tricky. So first thing that we get here is the Khan QKZ, the future of audio, of course. Then here the Cadenza, and last but not least the Dunu S&S, sorry, not SS, S&S tabs. And I think we start off with the smallest thing here, and that is the S&S tabs, which come in a reclosable packaging here. And we have a sealed sticker on one side, but not on the other, so that's also a great way of thinking. And when we unbox it, hopefully. Oh, it actually comes in a carrying case that is kind of frosted black. That seems to be nice. And it also comes with at least 3 more pair holders, so that's good. Then let's see what we get here. Okay, so in the pictures I think they look much more clear. This is kind of frosted, dark. And yeah, these feel to be pretty sticky, like almost not elastic sticky, but still relatively sticky. The nice thing that I noticed, well, these are pretty small, so that definitely is good. And yeah, they are in pure cylinder, as you can see. There's no cone shape, it's just cylinder and nothing else. Outlet though is relatively big, and it kind of reminds me of the E Pro tip, which I don't think I have on hand at the moment. No, I don't. But yeah, these remind me of the E Pro tips I had, just that this one is definitely more sticky than the E Pro. Okay, so that was the S&S tabs. Get that out, and next we look at the Cadenza, I don't know how to pronounce that. So I have blue. I don't think I ordered blue though, but doesn't really matter. It's an IEM like any other else. So of course I don't have knife. One moment. So yes, where was I? Oh, yeah, the Cadenza. Yes, I did check my order, and yeah, this looks blue here on the packaging, but it says red. It's a bit confusing. And yeah, or also all that red. So let's see which color we finally got here. Yep, got myself a knife so I actually can open this without breaking fingers. Yeah, the Cadenza I think clocks in at like $35 or something like that, and has a 10mm beryllium coated driver. And yes, from our friends at Kiwi ears who have made the Orchestra, which is an 8BA set that is renowned as pretty good with relatively natural tuning. And that's a packaging, nothing special, but still thick cardboard. I definitely like that if you are already going for a minimalist and a cheap thing. Protect your IEM. Just need to be able to remove it. Tolerances should be maybe a tiny bit bigger. Yeah, that's not easy. Okay. Then we get here our warranty card, the manual. It actually got red. That's also interesting. So we just printed one casing or one packaging, but the inside actually then does change in color. So then let's take a look at the actual shell here. Yeah, this is looking pretty good, I have to say. This is not as red in real life as it would look here on camera. Thanks to Samsung for this great color grading. Yeah, thank you. Cannot deactivate it. So in real life it does look a bit more pinkish, I want to say, than actually red. But it does look pretty neat, I have to say. And then we take a quick look at the top here. Yeah, there is a pressure hole here at the top near the connector. Then the front, we have this standard metal thing here, and another pressure hole here. There's nothing at the top and nothing around else, so it's just a standard resin shell. But that we actually get a resin shell that feels relatively well made in the hand here is pretty nice. And also the integration of the mesh here, or metal plate, is actually pretty good. I don't see any apparent reasons why this would fall out. There's no glue also visible, so that's nice. Also, diameter of the outlet seems to be pretty decent. It looks like 6 millimeters, but it's a really thick, lip here. So that should actually be pretty comfortable if you put it in here. Yeah, and shell size here, this reminds me a bit of the Olina in terms of design. Although I think Olina is a bit taller, this definitely is a bit smaller in this dimension. And yeah, generally, this looks pretty good, especially at its price point. The KZ stuff here feels definitely worse made than the Cadenza. Yep, and let's take a look at what else we get. The cable. That looks a bit like the one that came with the Olina. Let's just remove that. Take a look. Yep, you go stuff. Okay, let's first start at the bottom here. So 90-degree angle thing, and actually the strain release does really strain. That's nice. We get this like twisted design here with 2 cores, I think. And yeah, this it reminds me of something what you get with the Olina. It's a bit thinner than the Olina bow, so that definitely is not the same cable thickness. But generally, I think this is pretty usable cable at this price. You see how easy it straightens? I like to see that. And let's take a look at the top here. That is a bit more finicky, but it also easily straightens. It's not comparable to the blonde cables that we had with the BL03, the BL05, BL05S, and I think a few more. This definitely isn't better cable at this spot. It's a very similar price point, so I like to see that. And then let's take a quick look here. So it's standard 2-pin for flush connector. This seems to be all right. And the bending here is a bit small, a bit on the smaller side. I think I would be better off if I have it like controlled probably like this much, like a bit better of an a bit bigger of an angle here would be better, especially because you have this like only 2 thin cores here, so that means you will have some texture that can actually put pressure on your ear in an uncomfortable way, but doesn't have to. I have to find out myself. And then last but not least we have the tips. This seems to be the thinner outlet tips, and we get S, M, and L. And oh my god, we get 3 different tips. That's nice to see at this price point. This is a bit thicker in the outlet. First I thought these look like fine Lee, but they are not fine Lee. You can clearly see that at the outlet here it's much bigger, and also the rubber ring here is smaller than fine Lee. But yeah, we get a second set and a third one, which does seem to be of similar outlet diameter here. I'm not sure why we get sets that are so similar. Okay, this one is still a bit bigger. So black is smallest outlet if I see this correctly, followed by this and this. But let me just press them a bit. Is this harder? I don't know, they feel pretty similar to me. Okay, so yeah, that's the unboxing of the Cadenza. Let's remove it and directly jump to the QKZ Khan. Gets the Khan, comes in at a similar price point, I think just like $5 more, something like that. And it has 2 dynamics and is supposed to be pretty similar to the Zero, which I think has been also renowned as pretty good so far. And yeah, let's see what we get here. Packaging definitely is quite a bit bigger. Let's just compare it here. Similar price point, but like the packaging is maybe 50% bigger than the one you get with the Cadenza. Doesn't need to be in good size, or probably isn't, because you don't need to pack your IM as big. The Cadenza is totally fine. I mean, you don't get in carrying pouch or case, but is okay at this price point, like that's expected. And here we have, I don't know, this their symbol, like an art design on here. Does actually look pretty neat. And yeah, again, thick cardboard, so again, protects IM well. And here the same problem, I have to shake it quite a bit to get it out, but a bit easier than the Cadenza. And then we come here, and oh yeah, that is branding, my friend. Yeah, Bad Guy Audio, the future of audio. Is this actually a real coin? Can we remove it? Let's just check. We can. Ooh, okay. So that's a bit too much branding. I mean, he's well renowned in Bedka Audio right now, but I think that's a bit too much. You don't need this golden coin, and this could actually reduce the price of the Khan by at least like $2 or $3 if you don't put this in here. And I think most people would be fine having cheaper IEM without this access, or like without this coin here, because we have also more branding on the IEM itself. Let's try to remove that and take a look here. Oh yeah, that's definitely too much package, and you can already see it here. Because there's just spacer beneath, which is cheaper than faux. And again, it's difficult to remove. Whoops. This great design. This great design. Yep. And then let's take a look at how the Khan actually looks like. Yep. This is the Khan. It kind of feels cheaper than the Cadenza, I have to say. It is heavy in the hand though, give it that. And it has a different kind of front mesh here, but it also seems to be well integrated, and it goes for this kind of frosted design where you can actually see something on the inside, similar to what Moontrip is offering with the variations. But this here does feel quite different. The variations feels like definitely smoother to the hand, and this feels like almost like it's coated. You can also see like this has some, it almost looks like used here. I'm not entirely sure, but doesn't look too great. And then the nozzle seems to be 3D printed. That's very interesting. I have not seen 3D printed nozzles so far. Yeah, that clearly has the 3D printing marks here. So do I print it on top or do we glue it in? That's interesting design. Although I directly see a red flag here with the Khan, there's no front port / pressure hole or side one. So that could directly mean you do get driver flags with this IM here. But you can see one dynamic in here, and the second one I cannot make. Oh, the second one is here. So I suppose then this is probably the tweeter and this is the woofer. Because just because you put tweeters usually a bit closer to the outlet. When you come to the front and you have this like shiny plastic, doesn't entirely fit my aesthetics taste. And then you got HPB's logo on this side, and here QKZ's logo. And non-flash 2-pin connector. I think, do they call this QDC? I always confuse the different 2 pins they are. And generally this is, I think, a bit heavier silicon, or like a bit thicker silicon, but somehow I still feel like Cadenza feels better in the hand than this one here. Okay, let's take a quick look at the carrying case, which is kind of plastic, and you can already see it collects here like fibers. And we open it, and we get one set of tips apparently, and a cable that looks like this one we had just now. The tips seem to be this white kind. They also come with quite a few others. For instance, LZ sends IMs with that, or ISN Audio. You get the same pair of tips here. Those are actually pretty decent, but they're nothing special. Like they're just random silicon tips. And then let's take a quick look at the cable. It's pretty unnecessary to pack it like this, but okay. Oh no, this is no, this is not the same. Let's just go back. Cadenza. And this here, this is quite clearly inspired by the blonde cables. And I ain't a fan of the blonde cables. Like, they are okay, and were okay when the blonde BLO3 was new. But now, this could be rough, because the blonde cables were always pretty finicky. And and this one is a bit better than the blonde cables, I have to say. Like, they choose a bit of a different kind of finishing on the plastic here, or maybe the cable's a bit thicker. It's not as tangly as the blonde cables, but it's still not great. You can clearly see that here. And also, you don't get a real strain. Oh no, this actually is like, it is softer plastic here, or softer rubber. That's nice. This here seems to be all true plastic, and it's relatively thick, but you can grip it pretty well. That is good. Let's go a bit further. Splitter, same design, and then the cables on top here. And let's give it a quick check. Yeah, that is also a bit more prone to tangle. But we actually do get a microphone here with, I think, the play pause button as well. I have to see what that can actually do. And then ear hooks, yeah, with this again, this QDC design here. R&L is on here, but not really well visible. And the bending radius here seems to be a bit bigger, but they have to go in a different angle because of the QDC connector here. Okay, I think that's the unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, if you have criticisms, if you have recommendations, please leave a comment. And with this, Donspektor.